boot camp has really helped me to learn about designing my services. And it has also given me a very deep connections with entrepreneurs who are really having a very striking spirit and forming a global platform starting from East Africa.
Just being in a room with 18 brilliant minds has really enabled me to be able to see myself and see my business from a whole new perspective.
We are at the Masai Lodge in Nairobi, where we're running the Spring Accelerator. It's a 2-week boot camp where we're taking 18 entrepreneurs and investing heavily in them through our creative and business innovation services to grow them.
We provide support to the 18 entrepreneurs who've made it through a grueling process of sort of pre-selection and selection to become the first cohort of entrepreneurs that we work with.
In the first cohort, we have 3 countries that are represented: Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. And the entrepreneurs and also local country experts have flown into Nairobi to facilitate the boot camp.
For the last 16 years, FUSEPROJECT has built an integrated way to look at design, fusing a lot of different disciplines together in order to create an ecosystem, which includes all the aspects of a business.
Well, I think what's different about this one is that we're focusing specifically on businesses that are actually going to have a social impact on adolescent girls.
There's a new wave of people that actually want to achieve some really interesting social impact goals, but that recognise that doing that through donor funding, through specific projects, tends to have a limited shelf life. And what they're recognising is that actually there are some really interesting business models that are ways of creating self-standalone entities that are delivering huge social impact.
What we realized is that working mothers living in East Africa's settlements don't really have any good options for childcare. You found that kids were left in environments that were unsafe, unsanitary.
We've had the benefit of participating in a number of different accelerator programs, and they've all been helpful in their own ways, but often it's at the theory level. And what we're finding different with Spring is just how relevant and realistic everything that we've gotten from it is. And it's working with Fuse that we're able to incorporate so many of the elements that they provide. We think that by focusing on adolescent girls through the Spring Grant, we'll be able to just have KIDOGO make more of an impact in terms of changing the trajectory of the lives of people in the communities that we work in.
I just feel free when she's at school, because when the child is not in a good school, you feel so tensed all the time. But when she's here, I just feel free. She likes school. In fact, she does not like weekends or when the school closes. She keeps on asking, "Mommy, are we going to school tomorrow?"
We come up with safe and child-friendly environments, and what that means is really spending time and effort and money on making sure that the environments are beautiful, that they're inspiring for kids.
You can hear it. It's booming with kids that are laughing and playing and singing.
I think what's really interesting about Africa where it is now is that governments are lagging behind in the services and support they can provide. And you have entrepreneurs beginning to step in to provide really basic public utilities. So Africa Aqua is a great example of that. His first business was literally creating public toilets around Kenya. So people don't go to the bathroom in the street anymore.
And within 6 years, we have been able to scale across Kenya, almost serving right now almost 10 million people per year, users, with a new concept of user pay and making sure that people are able to sacrifice some little savings to be able to pay for dignity.
And for years and years we were stuck. We just thought we had to invest in those governments to provide those services. But now we're beginning to see models where tiny little micropayments can add up enough to make not only the business solution successful, but to also to give the entrepreneurs some access to profit and also to solve our biggest problems in some of these countries.
So I've taken over that concept and saying, what about safe water? Over 70% of all our rural health issues are actually waterborne. Now, we want to change and tilt the perception of water, that water is not just a liquid, we need to start talking about safe water and make sure the treatment is required. So it's an issue of dialoguing further than just drilling a borehole and giving community, oh, there is now water, take.
There is a hunger and an ambition all around the world to continue to do things like this, to disrupt the status quo. And doing this approach here in Africa to start is just the first step. We've had plans to move incubators very similar to this one all across the world. So we look forward to what's next.